I'm going to start in a variety of areas tonight, which I think might prove interesting to you, America and the world, on this, our Friday evening version of this thing of ours. Welcome, welcome, welcome. New York City is bracing, theoretically, for a big snowstorm tomorrow. It never occurs. It's always upstate. It's someplace else. So anyway, that's the big deal. But it's a nice, balmy 38 degrees. And I would rather be here with you than the finest people in the world. And I mean that sincerely. Let me start off by reminding you, February 3rd, right off the bat, I'll be at the cutting room. Doors open, my friends. Doors open at 6 p.m. right there. Tickets are available. I'll have that link for you. It is so obviously so beautifully perfect for you to be aware of such. Thank you so much. Please, for the love of God, make a note of that. I will put this aside. I want to get that out of the way because sometimes I'm remiss, as they say, and I don't do this immediately. Now, I was talking today with reading a lot of things today. I don't even know where to start. You see, I know I've said this to you before, and I don't mean to belabor the point, but I don't belong in this world. I don't belong in this world. The stuff that makes sense to me doesn't make sense to a lot of other people. Let me just go through a few things. First, as I've told you before, repeatedly, on many, many occasions, I've told you, what fascinates me more than anything is how movements occur. The Trump 2016 movement, Taylor, I mentioned Taylor Swift, and I can't get anywhere with anybody because immediately it will reduce to, I hate her, she's stupid. So I stop. I'm thinking, no, and I try. I'm thinking, no, that's you're missing the point. No, let's don't look at the particular type of talent. She's stupid. I hate her. I don't watch her. Okay. So I stop with that because I just move on because there's no. I tried explaining AGI and AI. Forget that one. That is a complete waste of time. I mean, that one doesn't even grow. Nobody even grow. That doesn't even. I don't even know what to tell you about it. I don't think people get it. Maybe that's it. I try to explain the interesting aspect of how the 2024 election is going to be about getting people who are independents and who are undecided, and many people who might be in four states only. Georgia. Let me see. Georgia. Where else are we? Let's see. Georgia. There we go. Get rid of that there. Georgia. Where is it again? Pennsylvania, Georgia, Pennsylvania. Anyway, 4 states. I forgot. Forgive me. But trying them to understand, to get away from Biden and towards, or whoever it is, towards Trump. And how do you think that argument goes? What do you think that goes? How do you convey to people the message of why Trump is a person to do? I love Trump. He's an idiot. Okay, I understand. He's ridiculous. He's stupid. I know he can't talk. Okay, fine. I got it. There was a couple of stories today which are so interesting. First, and this is very interesting. One of them is from otherwise what used to be a sort of a good, it's good reading because I like Andrew McCarthy. National Review, Wayne LaPierre ends his reign at the NRA for reasons that might have been in-house and money raising or whatever it is. Do you know that I have never seen anyone ever explain to anyone, again, undecided, so to speak, independents, about why the Second Amendment and protecting gun ownership means something. And the reason why is because, like usual, the NRA plays to itself. It plays to its own party. It's like a Trump rally. It plays to people who already agree. And they say, you know, Wayne, you did a great job. Say, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because the NRA should have always pushed towards the gun ownership and the gun owner, and not the gun manufacturer, not the gun, whatever it is, but the gun owner. The first thing you have to do is demystify guns. And what better place than the NRA? But they never did that. They talked about big, grandiose things and AR-15s and that stupid, what was his name, that kid? Not Covington, whatever, but the kid with the AR-15. He was just ruined it. He looked a little food. But this is an example, yet again, of the point being missed. And the people who love the Second Amendment, they have no problem with this, and they do this. But this is the part with, okay. So that's that. Another great piece. And this is another one. Trump and his lawyers, this Alina Habba, who has to be idiot, maybe idiot. I heard something she said on the Shan Hannity show. I couldn't believe any lawyer would ever say that about a pending case. It's just morons. And something tells me that the reason why she's hanging around her is because maybe they say he's the worst client of anything because he does whatever he wants, says whatever he wants. Okay, fine. And they also keep referring to the fact that he doesn't pay his legal bills. Now, I don't know about that, but this article, and they don't like Trump, so that could be it. But he wants to find somebody who's stupid enough to take his case because he basically runs roughshod. And that's why he can't get lawyers, and that's why the big name people don't ever take it. Anyway, so that's that. Yet again. And Shan Hannity, who ostensibly is in love with the president, they're the best friends, they love each other, they've been knowing each other. You think he would say, listen, you've got to, I'm not going to have her on our show. She's hurting you. Okay, fine. Then we get the Supreme Court case, which is very interesting as to the case. They're going to talk about whether the 14th Amendment can preclude him from this. And there's a lot of good inside legal stuff, which I'm not going to bore you with. I'm not going to bore you with it, but there's a lot of interesting. No dissent. They took his application and his petition and not Colorado's. Ooh. They want to take it to a plenary level. This is fantastic. This is so interesting. Can the Supreme Court rule against him? Of course. The people that I hear screaming and yelling the most about how could you take him off the ballot had never read the 14th Amendment. You have no idea whatsoever about any of this stuff. It's fantastic. So I move on, and I'm reading this, and I'm thinking, everybody that I'm trying to be, I want Trump to win. He's not listening. He's not. I don't know who he listens to. And he hit, and this ditz lawyer of his. I'm sorry. I got to read this one line from you. This one blew my mind. This one blew, and I couldn't believe what I was even hearing. I couldn't believe that this was even done. And okay, here we go. What a great story. This is a great, and like I said, the National Review is very, very paleo-conservative, paleo-con. This is called Donald Trump Has Got the Worst Bleeping Attorneys. And listen to what she says. Okay. It's an article written, National Review, by Jeffrey Blair, I don't know how you pronounce it. Okay. This says everything. Okay. Wait a minute. Quote, on the Shan Hannity show on how the DC case would play out in the Supreme Court. Quote, I think it should be a slam dunk in the Supreme Court. I have faith in them. You know, people like Kavanaugh, who the president fought for, who the president went through hell to get into place, he'll step up. That's a direct quote, not out of context. And it is a great quote. The absolute vulgarity of suggesting that the Supreme Court justice would tip the scales of justice in favor of Trump because Trump appointed him and fought for him is almost beyond comment in its rancidness. Now, try to explain that to people. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck. Good luck. It's not going to work. Nobody understands it. Because, as you know, we're into pop personalities. It's I like Trump. I like Alina Ham. Okay, fine. Jumping to another one. Alan Dershowitz, I think, is just at the end of the trajectory. And not because of what he's saying, not I'm giving analysis of why he's saying it. The question he made, excuse me, the statement he made where he tried to juxtapose, when he tried to make a parallel, where he said, the radical feminists who do not find that Hamas in the rape and dismemberment and decapitation of people, I don't even know where this one went, that she said, why do they care about Epstein when they don't care about the rape, whatever, during October the 7th? I mean, and you might say to yourself, well, what's wrong with that? Oh, dear God. I don't think you're going to say that, but this man is just gone. He's just gone. Now, there's another thing, too, I'm going to bring up to your attention. Excuse me. And I know you're probably going to say, I don't understand it, but let me take this goal to show you the way I think, which is very dangerous. I love when there is a to-do, when there is a kerfuffle, when there's an argument that goes on in the world. And I have been watching this incredible to-do regarding a comedian named Cat Williams on the Club Shay Shay. And it is blowing up like you cannot believe, within the comic community, the African American community, the just in its own world. And I love this fellow named Cat Williams, who is basically going after everyone, destroying everyone. Now, most people are going to say, I don't know who he is. I don't care. I don't know who he is or she is. He. Who cares? Right. I know. Same thing with the story with the Tiffany. With them. Anyway. And what I'm trying to do, perhaps I think, I don't think it's me. I really don't. I want people to say, I want to be able to say, follow this, learn from it, and see what's going on in the world of something you may or may not, or maybe you're interested in it. I don't know. But it's one of the biggest things anybody's ever seen. It is incredible. Okay. Fascinating. So I jumped into it today, and I just want to see, let me see what I can learn. And I find it very funny. Very, very interesting. Why? Because I love huge controversies, even among areas that I don't particularly follow or listen to per se. Love this stuff. Okay. So going back, in addition to listen to Alan Dershowitz, absolutely, he was so good. But I swear to God, the egomania, this absolute grandiosity. I've never knew it, but maybe it was there the whole time. Maybe it's because he's on every show, on every platform there is. It's not good for the cause. That's number one. Number two, Cornell West That thing is so over. It's not even remotely funny. And he's saying things which I think speak to a lot of concerns people have about what's going on in Gaza and the Palestinians and the like. And he is doing, again, an act that for some reason, it's like when somebody's doing an act, like a lounge act that doesn't work anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, this is fascinating. Why are you? No. And if I was a Palestinian, if I was saying, excuse me, sit down. This isn't helping. And if I were Israeli or pro, whatever you want to call it, I would tell Alan Dershowitz, that's enough. We need somebody new here. When it comes to gun rights, we need to get rid of Wayne LaPierre and explain to you why does the Second Amendment mean something to you? Let's make it cool. The Israeli argument is being lost in the information war because there's nobody there. I think David Schwimmer came in and now they're kind of saying, is it okay? Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I move in? Is it okay? Is it safe? Because, and I don't blame you because this is a weird thing. The pro-Palestinian movement is just, it's all over the world. And people don't recognize this. So I'm stepping back and I'm saying, I realize that I'm talking to people in a fishbowl. And I'm saying, there's another world out there, but you don't see it because you're in your fishbowl. I gotta tell you a side story. I happened to be on, don't ask me why, I was watching some great YouTube history, and one was the history of NASCAR. Oh my God. NASCAR started in the South from bootleggers, Junior Johnson and Smokey Eunuch and all these other guys. Smokey Eunuch, is that great? And then they went at Daytona, and they would run on the beach. They didn't have tracks, but Daytona was very flat, and if you drove kind of more towards the water, it provided you anyway. So I'm looking at this, I'm reading about this stuff, and I think, oh my God, NASCAR blew up. When the cigarette people came along and said, right after cigarettes advertising was ruled illegal, which I don't understand, but anyway. And I don't smoke, but why can't you advertise a legal substance? Somebody said, why don't you go to NASCAR? And that's why the Winston Cup and this cup and that. And it opened up everything. It was fascinating. NASCAR is one of the biggest deals that anybody's ever seen. It's constitutionally and prototypically American. It's wonderful. How do we say this? There was when Dale Earnhardt died, do you remember that? Do you remember when Dale Earnhardt was T-boned? I mean, it was crazy. Dale Earnhardt has his son, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And when they called Dale Earnhardt Sr., he would go crazy. Excuse me, my name is Dale Earnhardt. I'm not Dale Earnhardt Sr. I thought that's true. You don't become a senior. It's the Jew. Anyway, when this happened, I remember talking one time to a program director, radio program director, who said, who cares about NASCAR? And I realized they don't get it. I said, don't you understand what this is? You're a conservative programmer. This is your audience. Why do you think they love it? I don't know. In the fishbowl. Did a story one time, I'll never forget. One of the best shows ever, and I loved it. And it was on WABC. And I said, do you remember, I said, one of the great, in the old days of pre-Vince wrestling, there was a Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis. There was, of course, Florida, Eddie Graham. There were the Crockett's in Carolina. There was this new movie about the Von Erichs coming out right now, but Jack Atkinson was his name, Fritz Von Erich, and there was Texas, and then there was Bill Watts in Oklahoma, Fern Gagne in Minnesota. That was the EWA. Then there was the WWF, and there were all these territories, kind of like the mafia. And I said, do you remember when did you ever see or were you ever a part of professional wrestling? Did you ever have a grandmother or a grandfather who used to sit in front of the TV late at night and maybe with the sound turned off and scream and yell? And everybody did it. Curtis Sliwa, by the way, told me about his I think it was his grandfather who used to sit with the sound turned off and just go crazy. Because at the time, professional wrestling was, there was still nothing like it. And you could actually hate somebody. And it was okay. Because, I mean, you can watch the Red Sox, not hate them like this. Program director. What are you talking about wrestling for? What are you talking about wrestling for? Next issue, I said, the person who was the most responsible, who set the stage in our culture for flamboyant showmanship, started with a professional wrestler named George Wagner. Liberace, Elvis, James Brown, all attributed, Freddie Mercury, all Bowie, all attributed the beginning, the genesis of this flamboyant person with Gorgeous George. Nobody else. Didn't understand it. Don't you understand? You remember the movie Connections on PBS about this? And Freon gave rise to the Hadron Collider. What? It was that sort of thing. Again, not understanding it, not getting it, not understanding. I had a guy one time, his name was Bill Samuels. Bill Samuels, his family made Maker's Mark. And he did a show on bourbon. Bourbon is one of the most, this is the quintessentially American spirit there is. Rum was elsewhere, with some of the moonshine, but, Canadian whiskey, rye is Canada and this and that. But to be a bourbon, you got to be from Kentucky, and this is what it was, and it was a revolution. I thought this was terrific. And he explained, here's the best way to drink bourbon. This is very interesting. Do it neat with a couple of drops of hot water and let it breathe. It just, program director said, are you advocating people drinking? And I realized I'm on another planet. Phones went crazy. People went crazy. And this presage, remember cocktails and speakeasies? We have in New York these speakeasies. All these speakeasy joints are still here behind the door. And we had these mixologists, with the handlebar mustaches. I was so ahead of my time. Anyway. And I'm saying, you're missing the point. There's the news, but there's this other thing that you don't see because you're in your fishbowl and you don't understand it. You don't see how people think. Jimmy Breslin, the great Jimmy Breslin, said one time, and he learned this from, I think, Westbrook Pegler or Jimmy Cannon or one of the great sports writers, because he was really a sports writer first. He says, you always go to the locker room of the losing team or the losing boxer. That's where you go. You don't go to the winner. You go to the loser. And you get a perspective nobody else is seeing, because that tells you everything. So what I like to do is I enjoy speaking of what things mean. If that makes any sense. What things mean. What's it about? What does Trump mean? What is nobody getting about Epstein? You know what the Epstein case is? A bunch of sexually, I don't want to say frustrated, sexually juvenescent children who just love the titillation part of it. And then he had these girls and gave them a massage. And then he and Ghislaine would get into a threesome in a hot tub with an otter and whatever it was. Do you understand what's happening? Do you see what's happening? They don't get it. They don't get it. I've never seen anything like it in my life. They don't get it. Do you know what this was about? Do you know what Epstein was about? It's not about this. They don't care about this. This was, and I've been saying this, and we've been saying this forever. This was an extortion operation. He was the operative in an extortion operation. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mossad, but there's no evidence of it. There's a lot of circumstantial, it could be. Ehud Barak, 36 times? Yeah, probably. Though I don't know why they would send a prime minister. Why would you send somebody who's more of an operative? But anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody even dares to, first of all, deals with Israel because people go crazy. I don't want to mention Israel. I'm going to sound anti-Semitic. What? Why are you anti-Semitic? And then when you mention this, how many times do people ask this question? Yeah, well, if Mossad's so good, but how come they didn't know about October the 7th? For the love of God, how many times are you going to keep asking that question? I don't know, but I want to know how that is. I want to know how that is. What is going on? I have no idea. What is going on with you and all that? I want to know. Okay, fine. Now, let me stop right there for a second. Stop right there. I'm going to say very, very quickly, one more time, from our good friend. Have you gone? I'm going to give you this link. It's very simple. Very, very simple. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. You're going to, ladies in particular. This is it. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, or MyPillow.com/Lionel. There's a link. Later, go on and look at this. And spend just 5 seconds looking at what he has to offer. And it will blow your mind if you use promo code Lionel. And right off the bat, MyPillow mattresses save 40% and $100 off. MyPillow toppers as low as $99.99 with promo code Lionel. Best sheets ever, $24.98 with promo code Lionel. It goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. MyPillow.com. When you think about this, what does this company do? All they're into is like softness. Why is this soft? They like this one. They like this pillow. This is softer than this. They're into softness. Soft clothing, soft hats. So when they came to slippers and moccasins, that's what they sell to the roof. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Okay? Now, I've spent the entire day, looking for somebody anywhere to bring up what I have been saying for so long. I don't even know. I'm thinking myself, and maybe they just don't hear me. Where are the recordings that were taken? Who has access to the recordings? Would it be the people who own the house? When the FBI come, would they take it out of the way? Would his lawyer have it? Would the estate have it? Would they have been secreted before? Where is this? Who cares? Somebody said, my favorite was that Epstein would have the women write notes or write stories. Did you hear about that? Where they up? Liz Solak said, "Yep, my Giza dream sheets are working." Say that from our den mother. Thank you, Liz. Where is this? Why would some hearsay statement that's specific? I know it. No, but you understand, Mr. President. This is her. Her name is Sheba Balazar, and here she is, and here's her story. I don't know who she is. Yeah, but she said to you, I don't care. It's her word against mine. It's nothing but it's nothing but look at this. I love my pillow. It's beautiful. Look at this. Anyway. So it's like it doesn't go in. It's just they want to have recollections. They want to have testimony. No, where are they? Nobody wants to know. I don't get it. Not sure what it's about. Next, I'm going to try to say this, and this is where I really, really am a complete failure because I can't get people to understand this. I can't. I'm trying different ways. Let me try it like this. We don't like Claudine Gay. And by the way, if you're old enough, Claudine Longet. Remember Spider Savage, 1976? Ask your parents. Andy Williams. Anyway. We don't like her. We don't like Claudine Gay. We don't like any of these people. We don't like Liz McGill at Penn, Sally Kornbluth. But we do like Ed Weird Mitchell, who says, we're talking about a dead guy while Sam Bankman-Fried is home ordering his tickets to see Lion of the Cutting Room February 3rd. Well, you know what? It's a very good one. We're talking about a dead guy. Well, sort of, yes. But it's almost like, where did the investigation of that dead guy go? And why are we talking about the women who were used, Edward? And by the way, thank you very much. Edward Mitchell, who saw and believes in UFOs. And okay. By the way, if you want to hear a real nonsense, wishy-washy, squishy belief in UFOs, listen to Tucker Carlson talk about them and say, I don't know what does he believe in them? I don't know. I'm not even sure. In any event, anywho, she is right. Claudine Gay is right. If somebody says, if people advocate genocide, it depends upon the context. Yeah. If anybody's got a problem with that, you're not an American. Advocating it now, standing there in front of a bunch of people, and we believe in the genocide of gays now, and there's a gay person there, let's get them. No. That's incitement. That's a different story. No. Do you believe that you should be able at a university say that you believe in the overthrow and the violent overthrow of the United States government? Do you believe you should be able to say that? Forget Gaza, forget Israel, do you believe that it is legal, it is protected speech to say, I believe that we should have an overthrow of the United States of America, violent or otherwise, right? Doesn't that make sense to you? We have the Communist Party. I'm sure at Harvard there's Communist parties and Marxist associations. There's the KKK, 1776, David. Absolutely. And it depends upon the context, doesn't it? It depends upon the context. Yes, it does. And that's why she's absolutely correct. But she looks weird, and she looks like Urkel, and she's got no hair, and she's got the big glasses. And somebody keep thinking they keep saying, well, she's gay. Well, I don't know. Her name is gay, but she's married and has a son. Anyway, this whatever. They hate her. And at least Stefanik, her only claim to fame is going to be she got rid of the Harvard president. This is First Amendment. I am an absolutist. In the First Amendment. Why is it so difficult to understand? Yes, you should be able to say whatever you want. Do you believe that you should be able to do you believe, if you stood on the corner and said that you believe that black people were inferior genetically, psychologically, intellectually, or that white people were inferior genetically, intellectually, do you believe you should say that? Should there be a Harvard policy? Harvard should not take an official position on that. But if there's a group of people, should you expel these people, these students, from saying this? No. We have the KKK marched in Skokie. We have the Communist Party in this country. We have Marxists. We have the Klan. We have Aryans. We've got people. It's all legal. But not at Harvard, not with Elise Stefanik, because this is her time to jump on this conservative thing, I guess, regarding Israel. Now, I never said anything about what I believe, whatever, regarding Israel. I think it's ridiculous. Genocide? Now, to accuse someone of genocide, have you read what genocide is? Have you read the UN statutes and the human rights statute regarding genocide and apartheid or whatever? It's very interesting. And believe it or not, genocide is not what you think it is. Okay? But that's a different issue. So we have these morons, and now they're going after her for plagiarism. Now here's another one. I was listening the other day to Brianna Joy Gray and Robbie, who has no balls, no guts, no backbone. This is on The Rising, on a show on The Hill. The Rising. He is the most wishy-washy. He doesn't stand up for anything. I mean, she just sits there and she makes that look. It's kind of like Tucker's look when he's listening. He looks like a kid dropping a load in his diapers. What are you doing? Are you doing? Oh boy. Oh yeah. That kind of. Anyway. So I'm listening to this, and she is saying, and I was saying, why is it? What is the motivation? What is the motivation behind firing her because of plagiarism? Other people ostensibly plagiarized. And Dershowitz is alleged by Norman Finkelstein. Talk about the resurrection, the Lazarus. This man was the D.B. Cooper of whatever. Anyway, he suggested that Alan Dershowitz committed plagiarism. Whether this is true or not, it's another story. I'm not going to argue that. But Oglethorpe, I think, was mentioned. Gorsuch was mentioned. Oh, Ackman's wife. Did I hear correctly? Did you hear this story? I can't believe this. Now, Bill Ackman, big hedge funder, Bill Ackman's wife is accused of plagiarizing part of her dissertation. Okay. Why are we talking about plagiarism? To me, it's like a foot fault. That to me is, I'm sorry, stop pretending we care about this. But here's the question. Does it matter what the motivation is? If I'm saying I'm doing an investigation regarding Claudine Gay, I found 75 instances of plagiarism. And somebody says, excuse me, yes. Aren't you really going after her because she's black? Yes, I am. But it's true. Officer, yes. Did you stop this driver because he's black? No, he was speeding. Were there other people speeding more? Yes. And of all the people that were speeding and could be pulled over, did you pull this person over, this driver, because he was black? Yes. I was looking for black speeders. Yes. Is that illegal? You're speeding. Does the motivation make it illegal? Are you supposed to go after the fastest speeder? I think it's crummy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I said, what are you doing? But is it illegal? Nope. Mr. Thomas, are you assigned to the FBI task force? Yes. Regarding the mafia? Yes. Is it because they're the Sicilian? Oh, I hate them. I hate Sicilians. Hate them. Hate them. But I go after Sicilians who are involved in racketeering and organized crime. Does that invalidate it? No. Does the motivation matter? No. Not if what it is. If you have a book, I'm from the Society of Prevention of Black Plagiarism. Is that illegal? It's the plagiarism part that's accurate. To falsely accuse somebody because of black, yes, that's wrong. But so we're missing. We need discussions and clarification on so much. Think of what I've talked about so far. I've talked about the Second Amendment. I've talked about everything there is. We've talked about Carla, the cooking CEO. Lionel, I love your show, and I also love Robbie of The Rising. He's nice. He's very nice. He's kind of like the libertarian, but he has no balls. None. Sagar is a little better, but Crystal Ball on Breaking Points. I like those two shows. Those are great. And it does my heart, Carla. By the way, thank you for your kindness. It does my heart well to see young people involved in this, to see young people involved in news. I think it's wonderful. I think it's absolutely one of the most wonderful things there is. It's like, it is terrific. It is wonderful to see young people involved in this. And I mean that. I'm not just, I think it's terrific. It's wonderful. It's great. Now, another thing which is very kind of sort of interesting in all this stuff, which I find kind of nuts, is that of all of this discussion, I wish somebody would be paying attention to what's going on regarding these, quote, unredacted Epstein files that nobody cares about. And they're missing the point. They only care about the fact because it is, and I'm telling you, because it's sexual. That's what gets their attention. There is something so monumentally wrong with it. You have no idea how wrong this is. It drives me nuts. Do you understand this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand that? That's the thing which is the most problematic. I'll leave it at that. Problematic. Okay? Now, does it matter at all? I don't. Is anybody going to listen to me? No, probably not. But there is at least something so monumentally wonderful about people who are at least seemingly interested in paying attention to what is happening in the world today. And I can't say that enough. I cannot say it enough, and I cannot put it into context enough about how critical it is for this to happen. Now, dear friends, I think I said this to you before, and I'm going to say it again. I say it, and I say it with all due respect and love. Tomorrow there is this. By the way, I love Costco. I got to tell you something. It's very daunting. It is so. It's just. I mean, to see how lucky we are, and as we're pulling up, I look, and what do I see? I see nothing but buggies and baskets of water and paper towels. Water, gallons and gallons of. These are families and paper towels. A lot of food, paper towels and water. Oh, toilet paper sometimes, but water. I thought to myself, this is such an incredible store. There's this and that, and they have. It is truly remarkable. And if something ever happens to the distribution centers, if something ever happens to anything that allows food to be distributed, what are you going to do? And if you don't think, they're talking about the Black Swan event, if you don't think that there is nothing, if you don't think that the shadow government loves a great destabilization moment, you don't know them. So listen carefully, my friends, to our good friends at preparewithlionel.com. They can't handle the truth, but you can. The truth is the clowns running this joint live for chaos. And many of our problems could be solved overnight, but they let them be. Destruction fuels them. If you can handle that truth, you need to visit my website, preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. You'll get $60 off a much-needed 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. The country's largest preparedness company, My Patriot Supply, is your fighting chance at survival. Sealed inside rugged packaging, these delicious meals last up to 25 years and provide over 2,000 calories a day. Think about that. Eat right in emergencies with this 4-week food kit from My Patriot Supplies. At this low price, you can get one for everyone in your family. Visit preparewithlionel.com. Write this down. Commit it to memory. Preparewithlionel.com. Order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. Prepare right now at preparewithlionel.com. One more time. Preparewithlionel.com before total chaos ensues. Tomorrow, dear friend, is January 6th. And of course, January 6th is going to be, sad to say, one of these things where we are going to be thinking of 9/11, 10/7, October 7th, and January 6th. January 6th. January 6th. Quick. A quick question, by the way. Quick question. Do you believe that January 6th was staged? Yes or no? And please, for those listening right now, you must go back and watch this and read the comments of these brave Americans. Do you believe that it was staged, contrived, not real? Would not have happened. It's not organic. Would not have happened were it not for this staged, forced, orchestrated effort. Nobody would, nothing. It was all manufactured. How many believe that? All manufactured. That without this manufactured group, nothing would have happened. How many believe that? Anybody? You believe it was staged? Staged. That without this staging, what? What was January 6th? Nobody was, out of 700 something, nobody was charged with insurrection. Nobody was ever accused of it. What was January the 6th? What was it? Somebody says they were being incited. Really? Incited to do what? Most of the people who were charged were not inside the Capitol. That's a different story. There were people outside. They were outside. Some people never went into the Capitol. They were outside. And they were, with their gadget and flag, and we're going to do this. And they were charged with a variety of things, up to and including seditious conspiracy, which I've been through a million times because you got to read the statute. Insurrection and rebellion are not really, those are more like, those don't really exist. Anyway, make a long story short. All of those people, nobody would have been there without this. Okay, now here's the best one. Were there undercover police officers, FBI? Were there? I know old Ray Epps, boy, that one was he's gonna do very well. He's gonna collect very well because he had to move his family. And he was basically saying, come on. And because he wasn't charged enough, or because he appeared to be like, hey, who is that guy? I don't know about him. They said, aha, he must be kind of like an inside job, false flag. And he's going to own these people. He's going to own them. So let me ask you a question. Tell me. The FBI were there, right? Let's assume they were there. What did they do? You see the guy standing there with the short pants, and they say, those are FBI. How do you know? I know. They all wear the same pants. They all wear khaki shorts or whatever. And they were, okay, there's 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, those are FBI. Let's assume they were. What did they do? Doesn't matter what they did. They were there. Were they yelling and screaming? No. What were they? Well, they were there. Well, you got to tell me what they were doing. I don't know what they were doing, but they were there. And that's all that matters. They were there. You understand what I'm saying? No, I don't understand what you're saying. What about it? Well, just they were there. Well, what did they do? Nobody can tell me. Nobody. Agent provocateur. Dick says that. Dick, do we have anything where they're going, go ahead? No, they're standing there like this. They're watching. How about the guy with the eye patch and the guy from Proud Boys or whoever the hell these people were who were planning, who were standing there? See, I was not in any of the trials, read none of the indictments or information, have no idea what it was they actually did. What did they do? Let me put it to you this way. How many people would it take to overthrow this country? Not attempt, and when you say attempt to throw it up, I mean, can one person attempt? Well, it's a seditious conspiracy. You need more than one. You got to be two. But how many people would it take, do you think, to overthrow this country? Give me a number. How many people? 20,000? You need the 82nd Airborne for this. Remember when they tried? Remember Smedley Butler and others? They needed divisions. Where would you go? What would you do? How would you destroy this country? Well, first of all, I would not be going to the Capitol. Here we are. There's a guy with an eye patch. Here's a guy with the camis. Yay! Bring in the guy with the helmet. What did they do? Tell me what did they do? Tell me what they did. What? Why? America, 1776. Okay. Roger. Yeah, listen, I've got the 82nd Airborne standing by. Roger that. You got the 1st Marine Division. I got the 101st Airborne. I got the 1st Ranger Division. I got Navy SEALs. I've got Delta Force. They're ready to go. How many people would it take to take over all those, unless the Navy SEALs, everybody else was involved? How many people would it take? How many people would it take? More than that. I don't give a damn how much you jump and scream and yell. What are we talking about? Well, this is because they pose a threat to our country. They did? If I said, make it look good, yeah, bring me a little, not even a division, bring me a, I don't know, whatever, not a brigade, a division, a platoon, bring in a platoon, just bring in all of a sudden some big MRAP, and he comes in, please disperse. Did you hear that? Disperse. What the hell is that? All of a sudden these big, and you jump off and you see people with ninja masks, and my God, it's Delta Force. And they do these cordons where they have this kind of stuff that they use for crowd control. They used in Fallujah. They go, holy shit, oh my God. How many people do you think you need? What is the chance of any of this happening? Really? I mean, isn't that an insult? Even have you been to DC? They've got Secret Service, Uniform Secret Service, Capitol Police, DC Police, Park Police, Museum Police, Smithsonian Police, Post Office Police, Amtrak Police. There's more police than you can imagine. There's more police than there were there. If all of a sudden, all right, disperse, a water cannon or something. That's it. This is going to take over the. Now look at Chile. Look at Allende. Remember the coup that we did, that CIA coup? He in 1973. Remember that one when he died, when they put in Pinochet. Remember that? Agustin Pinochet. Now that's a coup. We know a little bit about that. So would somebody please tell me what was this about? Jamie Raskin, and this marks a dark and terrible moment in American history. What? Well, then, what were they going to do? Well, still, come on in. Ashley Babbitt, well, we don't recognize her. The only person who died. The lies, I don't get it. I said, yeah, everybody okay? Yeah. What do you mean? Well, listen, we got a bunch of people on here at the Capitol, and want to make sure. Is everybody all right? Yeah. No, seriously, are you okay? Yes, we're okay. Let's check in with L.A. L.A.? I mean, this is a big country. You got to check, how's the White House doing? They're nowhere near the White House. Okay. What about they're at the Capitol. They're just right here. What about the Supreme Court? Nope, we're not near. The Supreme Court's across the street from what about the Supreme Court? No, they're fine. So these people are the guy with the eye patch and the big belly and the camouflage and yeah. How are we going to tell you to stop that vote? Okay. Want to stop the vote? Yeah. I want to fly. I want to sprout wings, and I'm going to do a lot of things that I have a far greater chance of this. Now, there was certainly trespass in the Capitol. Absolutely. Were some people scared? Absolutely. Was Mike Pence scared? Absolutely. That's insurrection? I don't think so. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow, dear friends, because it is total and utter caca del toro. And why do we think we're bringing it up? To keep Trump from winning in 2024. But if he keeps this up with this Alina Habba and these morons, he might, do the job himself. But that's what this is about. It has nothing to do. It has absolutely nothing to do, dear friends, with the fall of the government. It's to prevent Trump. It's to bootstrap him into maybe some 14th Amendment argument. Believe me, they don't care about this. People have forgotten. Go to what they do is incredible. What we have to do is realize they're in a fishbowl. And there's multiple fishbowls, like multiple universes, and they're all over the place. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, I do. And yes, you do, dear friends. Yes, you do. So Let me remind you, dear, great and loyal and wonderful friends, I ask you again, please remember that I'm so glad to be back at the cutting room. The cutting room. There it is, my friends. Oops, hang on a minute. There we go. Just a second. And yep, there we go. Yes, the cutting room right there. February the 3rd. Please come by. Please, I want to meet you. Wear your My Pillow slippers. It'll be great. You'll enjoy it. It'll be just like home, just like doing this, which is probably the way you're dressed most probably right now. And one more time, here we go. There is that link for you. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate your kindness. I appreciate your respect. Carla, the cooking CEO, and Ed Weird Mitchell, thank you. Have a great and glorious night, dear friend. Until tomorrow, remember at 8 a.m., remember these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you.